Hey everyone, welcome back. Today's resource is called Coded Conversation. This resource is great for social pragmatic language and expressive language. So let's jump in and get started. So what I like to do sometimes when verbal conversation is too fast for some of our kiddos, we can slow it down by making it written. And so for this activity, I would allow the student or the client to access, share access of my screen so that we can participate, both of us, in the conversation. Okay, so the coded conversation is the cue at the top would be where we ask a question. A is when a question is answered, and C is when when somebody makes a comment. Okay, so I might say, okay, I would like to start a conversation about the zoo, for example. Okay, so I might start the conversation with the client, and I might say, I'm going to code it as a question because I'm about to ask a question, and I might say, have you ever been to the zoo? Okay, now we can do this purely via the computer, which I really like to start out with. And then at the end, when we've done the whole conversation, us sort of role playing as though you're in a play where you're reading your lines, so that you can read them out loud orally. But this gives it, the whole point of doing it in a written format is to slow down the conversational turn-taking process so that it gives the client time to process what they're going to say and word find and, get their thought totally together before they have to deliver it to their listener. Okay, so the other thing you can do with this is you can make the fonts different colors if that's helpful. For example, my utterance was in black. And then the client can choose their color of font so that it makes it, I guess, a little clearer for them. So I might say, have you ever been to the zoo? And then it's the client's turn, right? So they have to answer they have to read the question and answer the question. This is assuming literacy skills so that they can read it. Or you adjust your questions and your the type of the word usage, the length of sentence, word choice, all of that, to where the child is literacy wise. If they're on a lower reading level, then you would adjust it to that. So, and then they might answer the question and say, yes. That sounds like a pretty typical response, I think, for some of our kiddos. So they might say yes. And then awkward pause, pregnant pause, right? So I would go. Now, if they're not sure what to do, I use it as a teachable moment to say, okay, I want you to notice that I asked the question first and you answered the question. So now you can actually go again and you can ask me a question. All right? So I'll put the cue in there for you, and now you're going to ask me a question. Right? And it has to be about the same topic. So you can go the whole way down through this conversation. So the child might say, have you been to the zoo? And then I might answer, yes, but not in a long time. Okay? So, and then you can just keep it going. An example, obviously, of a comment would be like, cool, or whatever. So the kid might say, I might ask the next question. Let's see. What was your favorite animal to see? The student would answer it. Elephants. And then I might use this as an opportunity to give a comment. Cool. Exclamation point. so that I'm also demonstrating, hey, we can have a little intonation, all right? And so once we've done the whole conversation, we can go through and we can read it. And if you have the fonts in different colors for you and for your client, then it'll make it a little easier. Although there's something to be said for keeping it all in one font and having them pay attention to, wait, who was it? That works on memory too. Who was it that said that? And then you would read the conversation back and forth. You would read your lines, they would read their lines. So this is coded conversation. Again, it's great for social pragmatic language, expressive language, and if you decide not to change the font, a little bit of memory as well. So I hope you enjoyed this activity. Please find the link in my description for the digital download.